All right, everybody. Well, welcome to another episode of our Fast Forward webinar series, looking ahead with industry experts. This is the second of this series thus far. This week we're featuring Tenstreet, and they're going to talk to us today about how their platform helps to move orientation class online. My name is Craig Hart. I am product manager here at Infiniti. And on the call with us today is Marilyn Surber, who is the transportation advisor at Tenstreet. Prior to working with Tenstreet, Marilyn was involved in the trucking industry. She spent 11 years at Melton Truck Lines there in Oklahoma. And we have been in a partnership with Tenstreet since 2016, and our relationship is based off of combining our expertise in our specific areas together, which is taking someone from recruit, prospect to new hire, then transitioning through onboarding to full employee status, and then maintaining training and documentation over time, which should obviously include safety training as a piece of that. And the two big reasons for that is one, your only non-renewable resource is time, and whatever can be automated saves you time. And I know that some of you on this call are probably wearing many hats in what you do at your organization, from safety to operations to recruiting to hiring and HR. And whatever time that we can give you back in your day is a win. And the other thing is documentation. Our mantra here at Infiniti, and I'm positive that Tenstreet subscribes to this as well, is that if it's not signed, if it's not dated, and if you can't find it, then it never happened. And our goal is to make sure that what occurs in our various systems is recorded and logged so that you can go back and access that information whenever you need to, should it be an audit or, God forbid, you find yourself in a courtroom and need to be able to show the documentation of your process. So we want to make sure that you guys are as protected as you can be. So at this point, without further ado, I'll turn it over to Marilyn.
Thank you so much. We are really excited to partner with Infiniti and talk to clients, mutual clients and mutual prospects, about how our two systems can work together and can really help you eliminate any paper from your pre-hire process all the way through your post-hire process. So between working with both of our platforms really allows you to recruit and onboard and manage a driver in a paperless way. And we have a great partnership. And so I think it's really nice to let our mutual clients know that that partnership is available and that our systems can talk to one another, because automation and digitization is definitely more important now than ever. And, just like the reference before, if you need to access information, you need to be able to access it. And right now, as so many of us are working remotely, if God forbid a driver was to have a bad accident or something was to happen and you need access to that information and it's locked in your office where you're not maybe 30 minutes away, that delays your reaction time, so really getting all of this information together in a digital format helps in so many ways. We are offering at Tenstreet our mobile driver onboarding solution free to all clients for 90 days. And I know Infiniti is offering their solution free for 30 days. And so what a perfect time to take advantage of these things so that you can try it and customize it while it's free, first of all, and also while you're likely not hiring as many drivers as you were. It kind of gives you a perfect opportunity to take the time to reevaluate your processes, get those videos assigned, digitize your documents. It's, there's no time like the present, and this is really more important than ever. And we see clients adopting it, every day. We have new clients adopting it, and I'm sure on both ends. For our mobile onboarding solution, what we're offering to you for free is all of our our standard forms, which is your DOT forms and your tax forms. So I-9s, W-4s, certificate of violations. We have a driver legal plan document. So any forms that are standard forms that are required by DOT or the government are going to be free with that. And then also we have shared forms, you know, from different vendors that are really common that we're not going to charge you for. You also have the ability to customize your forms so that you could build your entire, what I call your driver packet, and really put that all online and make it digital and automate it. And I'm going to show you that in just a few minutes. Also our confirmation and tele app. As we all know, you know, we take applications from drivers every day. One of the beauties of using Tenstreet and the Intella app is the pre-population functionality. So when you do receive an app from a driver through Tenstreet, it is likely pretty complete. However, we know that we always have things we need to update. So Confirmation Intella app allows you to go in as the recruiter or manager and update the information and then send it back to the driver digitally to re-sign and confirm that that information is correct. We're also offering for free our document uploader, which is, in my opinion, a game changer. As a former recruiter who remembers the days when I had to talk to a driver on the phone and say, okay, well, when are you going to be at this truck stop in Mobile, Alabama, so I can call that truck stop and get their fax number, fax something over to them, and then they get there, they sign it, or they take a copy of it and fax it back over to me. And, you know, that's how we used to do things, and I think some people are still doing things that way. But our document uploader allows drivers to digitally send you documents. They literally take a picture of it with their phone, and they upload it straight to you. Again, that's a game changer for your recruiters and for your drivers, because you can recruit them so much faster and get them onboarded so much faster. And we know that the faster you're doing that, the better, right? We want to get the driver scheduled. We want to get the driver there. We want to get the driver on his own truck. All of those things, you know, lead to better retention. Our integration with Infiniti allows drivers to access Infiniti video content through our Driver Pulse platform. And it also allows your recruiters with the touch of a button to assign that training or even build in that automation that we've been talking about. So if you say, I have these 5 videos and these 10 documents that I want a driver to complete before they get to orientation, you can set up those tags or automation based on status and say, okay, when I move this driver to scheduled orientation, or when I apply an orientation date, then automatically a driver is going to be assigned these documents. And then if you say, okay, on the first day of orientation, I want this to happen, again, you can create that automation. And it's beautiful for your recruiters or your orientation folks, because they don't have to go into any other system. They can do it right there in their dashboard where they live. It's also amazing for the driver, because the driver can log in through their Driver Pulse portal, where they're used to logging in through the hiring process to just complete that training. And even better is that once they've completed the training, that certificate or acknowledgement goes right into their file, so that, as we pointed out in the beginning, you have the signature, you have the certificate of completion, you can find it easily. All of the documents are right there for you, and there's no printing, scanning, uploading, dragging and dropping. It really eliminates all of those things. It makes your life easier. It makes the driver's life easier. One of the things I have said for a long time is we can only ask a driver to go so many places to log in and get information. And this is really one less place that you can ask them to go, and you can get them all of your training done through one setting. So I'm going to show you, we're going to, in this screen, in the slideshow, we're going to actually go out into the Tenstreet dashboard for a minute. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen while I change screens here.
Marilyn, one thing I wanted to bring up while you're doing that is for some folks on the call today, they are familiar with our system and familiar with your system, but they may not know with the integration because they don't take advantage of it currently. It means that there's only one place that the drivers have to go to get that safety training, and they're not having to go to Infiniti as well. They have access to that library through the Tenstreet portal. So instead of going, oh, I've got to do 2 websites to get this work done, no, they don't, and your recruits or drivers will never know the difference. So it's a seamless experience for them.
It is. It's a seamless experience for them. And with our advanced functionality that we have just improved on with our API, you also no longer have to load the users into Infiniti. And so when you build that API, when you hire them in Tenstreet or wherever, whatever you set as the tag or the process that you want to send them over, it will load them into the Infiniti platform for you. So that's a time saver as well, and really just makes it even easier, you know, for that process. So this is, if you are, hopefully most of you are current Tenstreet clients, and so you're familiar with what the dashboard looks like. You just may not be familiar with how to assign these different things that we were talking about. So here is our application view. And so if you take advantage of our onboarding solution, which again is free for 90 days right now, you have all of these different views that you can go to manage the driver. And then you go to your process tab. Right here is where you're going to do those assignments. I'm going to show you how to do it in 3 separate assignments just so you can see what those scheduling the communications look like. But again, you can bundle that. So when you work with your advisor and your account manager to say, here's what I need bundled in, here's what I want done on this status, here's what I want done on this tag. You do not have to assign it individually. You add your process here, and you're going to select your process. We're going to schedule communications, which is what all of these are going to be, and we're going to start that process. You get you can select here the first thing that we're going to look at. You can assign your confirmation and tele app, which is what we talked about, where you can go out and show a driver what information you've updated on their behalf, and they can sign off of that. You can send them an assignment to upload a CDL. You can send them driver forms, which that can be any of those forms that we were talking about. You can send them a training video. And so that could be your Infiniti videos, or again, you can have those bundled together as a pre-hire package or day 1 orientation package, depending on what your goal is there. So let's just select one here. We'll select this, and you always are going to put in a due date. And then you can say who needs to be notified. So you want to notify, obviously we want to notify the driver that they're being assigned something, but you can also get an email or a notification. And then you can also notify, okay, do we want to notify them on enrollment, notify what the progress is, notify them on complete. You pick that depending on how much information you want to have and how many notifications you want to get. So we finish this here. And again, it's that simple. That's assigning it yourself. You can set up automation where if you added a tag, it could do some of those things on its own. So you could build those tags in here for yourself. And then what you're going to do after you get the assignments is you're going to go out. Here's our driver portal. And this is where the driver will log in to complete those documents. And so see, here it is. So here is their confirmation and tele app. And so they're going to get this information. They're going to look at it. Again, it's mobile first, so it's designed for them to do on their phone or their tablet, or they could do it on a desktop if they're there. But we know most drivers are completing this type of information on a mobile device. So we have built it with that in mind. So we say, yes, this information is correct. We're going through, yes, this is correct. And then we're going to save it. So let's check for more tasks. Let's see what else he has to do. let's go down here. You can see a W-9 form. We're going to fill it out. So my name's Andy Anderson today. Let's just see what that. We're signing, we're saving. Please enter all the required information. So you cannot, the driver can't move on until they have entered the information. So this really helps, right? This helps make sure that they know what to do and that they do it before they move on. Signed it. Oh. LLC. And then they're going to have to confirm it. They look at it. Yes, we're good with that. And that's task is completed. Check for more tasks. So let's go back over here and see what our tasks are. Here we have an express training video. So you can view a video right in the system. We have a survey, issues that you can assign straight through the system. You can upload your CDL. So you could upload the front of it. You take a picture of it. We can pick something from my desktop here. And then we do the back. And then we just finish it here. And then that's done. Check for more tasks while we're over here. You can see how the video loads. It doesn't start playing automatically. You do have to press play. And then you can see that. And this is what the Infiniti videos would look like in the system. I also wanted to show you guys the driver pulse view. So here's a driver pulse view. Is where the driver, if the driver has the Pulse app downloaded on their phone and they can complete information from here. Let's go into our settings and we're going to log out, and I want to show you what a task looks like in here. So let's change this to and so this is a security feature. And so this is good. I wanted to show this because sometimes it comes up like, how do I know a signature is secure? Your legal team might want to know that because again, you have to be able to prove that the driver signed it. And so you can see that it does ask for that double auth so that you have to get the thing. You have to get that. Want to improve your chances. That's if you're looking for a job. So here's Elizabeth's stuff. And this is where you would, the documents would be, and you could add a document here from the Pulse view as well. So just wanted to show you there are two different views there. And then if we go back, Andy Anderson, so see the recruiter's gotten a notification. Andy Anderson just uploaded their CDL. So, okay, we can go and we can view Andy's CDL. If we reload Andy here, sometimes you have to reload to be able to see different things. And you want to go to the documents tab here for Andy. You can see the different things that she's done right here. And so it's that easy. You can say, oh, okay, here's that confirmation and tele app. That's the latest one. If you want to delete the old one or archive it, you have the ability to do so here. You can see the portal document that they've uploaded their CDL. You can review it from right here. Just check and confirm, okay, this is great. I've reviewed the document. Close it. all of those things are viewable for you right here in this dashboard. So it takes you through your whole process, from the Intella app, recruiting the driver, to assigning documents, to assigning videos. The driver can view it in a clean way, and they know they are only logging into one system. They're getting all of their alerts on one app. They're completing all of their documents. And then again, they're all right here in an easy way for you to access them if you were ever audited, or again, in any other extreme circumstances. So I'm going to turn it back over to our great folks at Infiniti. And if anybody has any questions for me after they are finished, then I'm happy to take them.
Marilyn, I had a quick question for you. I know with our integration, when someone completes their safety training in our system, those results are reported back automatically to your system. Where on the platform would someone be able to review safety training courses that had been completed?
Okay, hold on, let me go back here.
Of course, I said that just as soon as you took that screen.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So they would still show up. Let's go right here to. So
okay.
you would be able to see here if things were completed or not completed. So you can see really easily, here's the training video. So this is one view in the tasks view. So you can see what's been assigned and what's been completed. You can also create checklists where you could see those things as well. And you could assign them here. We have the ability to do all different kinds of checklists. And so if you wanted to have a training checklist or a safety checklist or any of those things, you could create that here. It's all customizable and you could see what's there. So you can see the training videos all right there.
So if a company wanted to put together something perhaps specific to coronavirus, policies, procedures, things they needed new hires to know, that could all be built out as its own separate item through you all?
It could all be built out as its own separate item. You can create the checklist and you can have them facing like your recruiter or your orientation team or your safety team. And then you can also create driver facing checklists so that the driver can see where they are in the process as well.
Great.
And so there's a couple different places you can see things. And so I'm just trying to show you all of them. You can see it in your communications. You can see progress. You can also see it in your documents view. You can see different things, like if there was a training certificate, you could see it here in the documents view.
Excellent. Excellent.
Great question. No, thanks for that.
No problem. No problem. So I know in some respects, this is the first time I've had a chance to look at some of this, especially the Pulse piece of it, since I know that that's relatively new. And it's always good to be able to highlight how much of that integration that we have. I know, thank you for mentioning that complimentary trial that we're running. We are doing that, and part of our focus with that program is communication and safety training around the coronavirus health crisis that we're in. And obviously that hopefully are some glimmers of light that this is coming to an end, or at least some sort of path forward that we have. But remote training is going to be an aspect that continues as our economy spools back up, and knowing how to safely clean your truck, any kind of corporate messaging, things like that are absolutely crucial right now. And so it's great to be able to have those as reportable items in your system, even if it's accessing the coronavirus library we have, or custom content that a client may put together. So,
and again, like once you have your drivers in both systems, you know, it goes past the hiring process. You know, you can still assign documents and assign the videos to drivers once they're on your fleet. And so I think it's, you know, thinking about how we're managing and communicating with our active fleet as well.
Okay. All right. Here now we have a couple questions that have come in from the audience. The first is, can they bulk upload their users into the system? I know on the Infiniti side, that is actually our preferred method, but I didn't know quite how that worked for you all.
So if your drivers are not, if you don't have them in our dashboard already, then yes, we can bulk upload them for you into the system. But once they fill out an Intel app, if you're using our dashboard for our recruiting process, once they fill out an Intel app, they are in there. And so it's all right from that original file that's created. There's no additional users that have to be created from a Tenstreet standpoint.
Gotcha. Okay. And then an additional question we have here is, when a driver uses this integration in Pulse, how quickly are they presented with a matched job to one of my competitors?
If a driver is in hire mode in Pulse, then they're not presented with any matched job. And they would actually have to go to that tab to see it. So we don't pop up with jobs for them.
Gotcha. Okay. And I know other questions that come up that when we talk about the integration on the management side, with some organizations have different levels of complexity. That's one of the fun things about APIs. I know they're a lot of fun to talk about, but every trucking company is unique. And I think that what we've come up with between our two organizations has actually managed to serve a very broad scope of people, while still allowing flexibility on the back end to tweak it here and there for the individual needs of each group. And I know that one of the things that we like to do on our side of things is we'll still do admin walkthroughs and training and support, because there's the potential with any organization that the hiring and firing can be fast and furious. And you want to make sure that your list of users is clean, so that the reporting that you pull off of that is accurate, so that you can send that to whoever you need to within your organization to show that the work is being done. And that's something that we do support, so that you guys get what you need out of the system. So on our side of things. And yeah, we have actually a dedicated team for that, our client success organization here. And but yeah, that tends to be an item, is how do we manage that on the back end? And we support folks in terms of how to manage that training, pulling additional reporting, making sure ads and terms are in the correct locations, or if people move or people get promoted, all of those sorts of employment changes can be addressed.
And I also, before we end, I wanted to share a testimonial from Casey Bellman, who is the Executive Vice President of Recruiting for HMD Trucking. And he was on a webinar for us last week and shared that using the Tenstreet and Infiniti platform to digitize his orientation, he was actually able to take his orientation down from 3 days to 1 day, and saving his company over $400,000 a year by moving those processes online between the paperwork and the training and the orientation time, all of those things. So they're bringing him in for 1 day and getting to spend that time doing hands-on training that needs to be done. And it's been a huge time savings and financial savings. And so it was really great to hear that testimonial from him, from a real life client using both systems that had put ROI to the process.
Oh, that's awesome. So that's great to hear. That's why we're here, guys and gals. That's what we want to do for every organization on this call. We feel we can help everyone. That's why we wanted to bring our forces together and share this information with you today. Appreciate everyone's time in joining us. There will be a replay available of this webinar as well, so that you can share this with other people in your organization. Again, Tenstreet has their 90-day trial of their platform that's available. Infiniti has our 30-day complimentary trial available as well. You can find more details about the Infiniti trial at infinitiworkforce.com. Where's the best place for them to locate the details about the trial information for Tenstreet, Marilyn?
So you can go to tenstreet.com and it's right there. You can also email sales@tenstreet.com, or if you're a current client that knows your AM or your advisor, you can reach out to them, and either one are equipped to give you the information you need on the trial.
Excellent. All right, everyone. Well, Marilyn, I appreciate your time today. Thank you for giving us that quick behind the scenes view. The one thing that popped out to me was wow, you can navigate and get what you need very quickly through that system and knock it out very fast. I was just kind of blown away by the speed. I filling out my own tax forms is not as fast as you were able to fill out that tax form, which is great, because
Yeah,
you want to make that experience as quick and as painless for a new hire as possible. And wow, yeah, I was amazed. So
thank you. We appreciate
excellent,
that.
excellent. All right, everybody. Thank you again, and be safe out there.
Thank you.